here, Max. Do you think things can go badly very quickly, or do you think teams will be able to bounce back?
I think overall, when you have such a this is a lot longer format than, for example, the PC or also the PMGC finals we had in Dubai. So I think overall, here you're aiming mainly for consistency. One bad game, it happens to everyone, happens to me all the time. I personally get it. But if you just come into this one and you have a first game, and it just doesn't work that good, just keep a good mindset. It's a long format tournament. And consistency is going to be the thing that rewards you the most, I would say, going throughout this entire event. And if you are a team that doesn't get those chicken dinners, you don't really need it. You need to be part of the top 50%, which at the end is not that hard to do. I'm saying that because I'm casting. If I was playing that, it'll be a completely different ball game. But it really, top 50% is 100% doable without even taking one single win. So consistency, good position, good rotations are going to be the important things I'm going to be mainly looking out for today.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's still this requirement to get towards the end of those games, but it's not as much. We've changed the point systems quite drastically from about a year and a half ago, where we're spotting 20 points for a chicken dinner. And I think before that, we even spotting, I believe it was 30 or something ridiculous for a chicken dinner. So we've halved that throughout the competitive scene. And now it's much more important that you can get to those top numbers and you can hit through those consistent kills throughout the match, which we've seen some teams just absolutely excel in. Some teams, like you say, they don't go for chicken dinners. They just go for this consistent gameplay, hit up some big kills, have some fantastic games, maybe grab a 4th spot, and they're done. They've got their points to qualify through. I still think, though, yes, it's doable, Max, but if we go back to MENA region, because you were there for that one, casting, Max, you did a fantastic job, but that was very close. That was very, very close. And I think that if we continue to see that, it's going to be a real brawl here.
I think definitely that's going to be the case coming into this. And also one thing that I really like is you mentioned it, before Africa and also MENA were mixed up, so their meta kind of itched off of each other. One thing that I'm really waiting to see is what the meta of the African region standing on their own is going to look like. Are they going to be very nade focused? Is it going to be heavily focused on aggressive play styles, or is it just going to be very heavily focused on rotations? I can't wait to see how this region as a whole, not just the teams, but the region as a whole stands out in the competitive scene on their first attempt on their own PMCO, and that's what I'm looking at mostly.
Seja uma excelente exibição, faça uma excelente campanha para já. A pena que hoje não vai ter weekend. Segundo que eu estava vendo aqui, não vai ter weekend. Vai ter todos os mapas, não todos os mapas, né? Vai ter outros mapas, exceto o weekend. Porra, weekend é um dos melhores mapas para competitivo e creio que os nossos rapazes sabem muito bem jogar esse mapa. Mas vamos em cima, vamos embora para cima deles e já era. Porra, não sei se falta quantos minutos para poder iniciar.
I just got 23 of you. I was 20. Okay, it's 21. I mean, okay, I get it. The receding hairline can be a little bit deceptive. I get it. Okay, it's fine. But no, I'm not.
You're spotting it. You're spotting it. I'm loving what's going on the beard right now. I'm joining in too. We're looking cool. We're looking fresh. Look, hopefully we can see the teams actually be just as fresh coming to this match. I think Influence Rage is one that very much interests me, just purely from watching them in Americas last year. They were a really aggressive team over there. So I wonder if, some of that playstyle has been transferred across to this team now playing in Africa. If so, I'd be really excited to see it. It was incredible watching them just run around the map, gun
acho que aí
people
estão a falar à toa, mano. Como assim? Como assim? Essa Influence Rage que eles estão a se referir não tem nada a ver com a Influence Rage do Brasil. Não sei se eu entendi mal, mano, mas é isso que eu estou a ver.
But going out in 12th? What? So it's kind of like the Hitman squad. I'd like to see that again.
Make it BOPE, make it YNK, tranquilo.
And hopefully this time Influence Rage can actually qualify through to a finals.
Fala YNK, não vai jogar,
filho. Wacky gameplay coming to today, but also one thing you've got to keep in mind is
that pensar que essa Influence Rage é a equipa brasileira do
I am not showing shots to anyone right here, okay? This is in fact officially the lowest level in competitive PUBG Mobile so far, right? So you're going to have a little bit of ups and downs, it's going to be a little bit questionable. And that's when the teams are really stand
out are going to be, they are teams that are going to be looking out throughout the entire making it to the
finals and even the events after that, because you've got to keep in mind after PMCO, you said we got many PMCOs.
Pertence à mesma organização. Oh, beleza. Aí sim, porra.
Yeah. We've got so many coming up. So,
entendeu mal? Se for assim, fica mais em conta, né? Porque eu também já tinha visto que até a Nova já tinha representante na América do Sul.
Stay tuned. There is a lot more fun on the way. But yeah, we have a like a decent timeline of what's going on this year.
Essa mesma organização. O meu grupo não joga hoje. Jogam quando? E pra já quais são os grupos que jogam hoje? Quando é que joga o teu grupo?
There's so much. And like you said, this is the lowest official. Come on, it's the lowest official.
Porra, mano, tá falando muito, vamos jogar.
All over the place where you can start to see like some people putting some
é mais tempinho pra treinar. Quem joga hoje então? Porra.
Just like demolishing the lobby.
Acho que joga hoje os AOK e Your Killer.
But it's good to watch, and I think that right now
já começam a treinar e começam também a ver como é que eles estão a jogar. Para ver já uma estratégia, se puder aplicar, roubar.
Because you don't want to have these freaky games where you're like,
bora, rapaz, deixa um likezão ali, quem ainda não deixou, quem ainda não é inscrito do canal e tá aqui a comentar, mano, porra, na moral, você é feiticeiro. Quem tiver a comentar e nem é inscrito do canal.
For the next couple of days, but I'll definitely be tuning in, definitely watching, keeping up to date. But the thing is, I'd like to see a team of a wacky playstyle be able to recreate that and duplicate it every day.
Ai, mano, porra.
I think overall, like, consistency is going to be key. I know that's the word I was hammering down during the PMGC League stage in Poland. That was every day. It's just like, oh, consistent. If you're not consistent, how dare you be here? But like, of course, that's what we're going to be aiming to see. These teams trying to cheat, and especially like kills.
Então, quem joga hoje?
The chicken dinners. 1 kill is going to be equal 1 point. That has always been the case in PUBG Mobile competitive, and it's still going to be the case now. So teams tend to go pretty aggressive in the lobby. Porra, nenhum time angolano joga hoje. Early days of competitive esports for PUBG Mobile in Africa. Teams that
mas vamos acompanhar aqui, rapaz. Vamos acompanhar aqui, vamos ver uns dois mapas, né?
Because I believe that what I seen in like 2019, I think that might be a possibility coming into this. Teams just like dominating in terms of frags, and then everyone else just dying. I'm intrigued to see, because I want to see the teams that are going to be the big fraggers, and I think that those are going to be the ones that are really going to set a standard for what the African play style would actually look like.
Yeah, is there any teams that interest you in particular here, Max?
Mainly I'm going to be looking out for Blackjack Esports. Reason why Blackjack Esports is because I have a good friend of mine, Swave, which is actually involved with the team, and I know that he was doing stuff in like the EU region and all around in PMCOs back in the day. So I'm intrigued to see what his experience can bring to the table for Blackjack Esports. So that's going to be the one I'm going to be looking out for. But also, I mentioned it, you have some pretty good orgs, especially Zeus Esports, God Sent Temper, and also Gamers Unite Nations coming into this one. So if they got picked up at this early stage, it shows to me that there's some potential that has been seen in those teams that hopefully they can show and shine through today.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm really excited for the games overall, Max. Quite honestly with you. I mean,
let us in.
Let us in. Let us in. I think the thing is that this is like it's a birth of a new era of PUBG Mobile. Let's put it that way. We will get into game very shortly. 30 seconds. That comes from the producer themselves, so we're ready to go. I believe it. So we're going to be jumping into the plane, jumping into the match. Our angle. Predictions, Max. Come on. Predictions mean nothing right now because we know nothing, so there's nothing on the line right now.
Não, pelo menos hoje tem que jogar só time ou dois, estás a ver?
Going to go though. That's something we can potentially do.
Give me a team. No, I'm saying a Felion.
Agora sim, levantamos voo.
Because I haven't watched Naruto in a minute, I'm going to say Pain AF. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen, finally jumping into the first game of the group stage of PMCO Africa region for the Spring Split 2021. And the playing path is going to be now coming on through from what I believe is, if I'm not mistaken, from the southwest to the northeast. Did I get it right? We'll check the mini-map when it pops off. If it
is a lista dos grupos?
Yes. Yeah.
Manda a lista aí, manda a lista.
We saw Sosnovka, military base, down there on the south side, but already having teams drop out. I think that's a couple of teams.
O Skaido agora é da Influence Rage. Pô, o Skaido também é jogador da hora, mano.
Influence Rage. I want to see these guys dropping Pachinki. Aggressive team. Come on, show me the Pachinki drop. Show me the middle of the map. Take control, and we'll see what happens from there. We've got Kage in the map. Kakashi too, you told me. So already got some Naruto themes coming through right now. I'm happy to see it. Let's go, boys.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys at home, the PUBG Mobile team do not know what mistake they've done.
We are going
to do some JoJo references, left, right, and center. You are not ready, so prepare yourself and get nicely unseated. But this playing path, you couldn't ask for a better playing path to kick off this entire event for the Africa region. Most teams should be able to get access.
O Skaido antigamente jogava no time da, se não tem erro, acho que é da Exilion, jogava com o Shadow.
Be taking now a focus towards the side of George Paul. I'm seeing a few teams like team in slot number 1 is going to be
Opa, olha essa safe. Yeah, os caras eu jogava com o Shadow.
Is going to be actually in the
The
northern side, so
seu Shadow.
really
Não sei como é que se pronuncia o nome dele. Também é um sul-africano que joga muito bem.
So I'm expecting in the VOD reviews that might be coming in the future, if some teams decide to do so, they could see this as a great opportunity to avoid
uma vez que eu tava vendo a live do
just
Shadow, ele jogava no iPad, mano. Não sei se ele já mudou. Aquela gameplay dele que apresentava era simplesmente quando jogava no iPad. E aí também tava o Zane. Meu xará.
The majority of the time just chilling there, to be quite honest with you, before they head into the map, and they were geared to the teeth and just ruining people in those finals moments. I think they were getting like a chicken dinner every single day. So that's a very nice place that people can decide to pick up later on. But like you say, Max, that will be a little bit of board review later on today, I imagine.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. That's what I'm expecting. I think that's something that still in PMCO's team tend to not do, like, hey, we're just going to game instead of doing VOD review.
Estimar fala em 5.
So, do like me and not do your homework and go play some games, do some VOD review. It will bring out so much out of your team overall. But now we're just going to be moving around. We have team number 15, which is going to be Fallen 5, as they're just going to be moving around hospital area and contesting it away with team number 20, which is going to be a fill on APX. So far, a few teams are going to go for some nice rotations. I do not know if we spawn in with 64, 63 players, but so far, no big early fights, no big point of contestments, and no hot drops, which goes to show to me that teams maybe have done indeed their research here, that no hot drops means, in my opinion, good learning and good preparation from a lot of these teams.
E para vocês, como é que está sendo tipo a escolha do spot? Vai depender da rota do avião, vocês normalmente já têm um spot marcado, não importa o quão distante esteja, vão fazer o máximo de pegar um carro e tentar chegar para lá. Como é que está sendo a vossa estratégia? Alguém vai alterando, mas é sempre bom manter já uma.
I'm okay with this one. I like this one. It gives you ample position within the map and good rotational paths afterwards. Loot's good here too.
I think overall the thing they're going to have to be very careful about
Lembrando para vocês que podem assistir a live em Full HD. Só a live, só o sinal que eles estão mandando que está meio fraco.
You're going to have a few point of contestments, so hopefully they're going to be pretty wary and careful about that one all around. So still, George Pole offers some of the best rotations as long as you put a big emphasis and focus on your scouting. You move on forward, get a little hilltop. There's a lot of lows on the western side, northwestern side especially of the map. Get the information, and from that intel, take a decision. You should be good to go. Moving around on other positions now, we're going to be making our way next to, I believe that is going to be Rozhok on the map. Indeed, that's going to be on the eastern side of Rozhok. We're going to be putting a focus on team number 11, which is going to be Revolution Up. So that is also a good rotation. It's really central. And what I love to see there is because of how the circle pops on phase 1, they're right next to the river. If they have to go up north, super easy. If they have to remain down south, they're already there. That's like a really good spot to have in these early circles.
Yeah, Zeus as well earlier on had actually headed up to Rozhok and then moved across the riverside, which was really smart from them. So they only had, actually, it wasn't all of the team, but it was just one player. Head up towards Q, with some great scouting positions. We saw Na'Vi do that frequently during the MENA region. So this is really, really good from them.
Okay, so I'm not sure if we got the game currently maybe a little bit frozen in our end, but hopefully that will resolve and come back as it was usually meant to be. So sorry for the little technical issue on our end. Okay. Oh, we're going to come back to us. We're going to see our beautiful faces once again. Look at us beautiful weaves back in there. Glory, we are back.
Mas só dessa ideia. Só que por vezes há sempre aqueles problemas e acho que vocês já constataram muito. Tipo, porra, vocês nem intenção de chegar no vosso spot e querem pegar um carro e na maioria das vezes também tem o mesmo time fazendo a mesma rota, pegando o mesmo carro e aquela situação de atropelamento que no final por vezes acaba por complicar um pouquinho se vocês não tiverem a sorte de pegar no carro. Acaba sendo desfalcado porque vão atropelar uns dois, porra, aí já começa a trollar a gameplay. Depois você nem sequer mais tem tempo de chegar lá e vai ter que fazer o loot nos compound.
Especially for denying control over the bridges. And I like to call it, it's like the pizza slice that comes down from the top of the mountain, which is very, very much impassable. It's quite open terrain. If you're driving across there in a vehicle, guys, you are most likely just going to get shot down and shred to bits.
Yeah, that's true. But with that said, I get information. Apparently, we'll have to go for a very short break. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. But it's fine. We'll be back shortly for some more PUBG Mobile Esports African region action. So we'll see you guys on the other side.
Ah, mano, caralho. Aí trollou, sinal caiu. Ai.
Okay.
Já resolveram? Então
and
vai,
we are
né?
back. That was the shortest break in human history, I believe, there, Blank. So we're just going to dive straight into the action, hopefully very soon once again. Sorry for the little technical issue, as now we're going to be focusing on Northern George Bowl.
Yeah, vou fazer isso, mano. Deixa eu reduzir pouquinho aqui.
Influence Rage
tá
on the
muito alto
screen.
mesmo, né?
Looking to take some names. We'll see what happens here, to be honest with you. I think that this is a decent position to play from. I think your main issue on this map, and the main issue I've seen a lot of teams have, is not grouping up quick enough. And you can understand why.
Yeah, e agora tá normal, né?
It's because it's very easy to get creeped up on. And someone give you the backstab. So you want to loot up quickly and then get out.
Acho que agora tá normal para vocês.
Just watch teams maybe try and
deixa lá verificar.
Here, see what information you can gather, and then go from there. And to be honest with you, from this first day, I would say that information gathering on the first game is going to be really important. We're not going to see a ton of fights straight away, I don't imagine. We're going to see teams trying to feel each other out. And most of the times when we see some kills come through, it'll most likely be some mistakes happening.
I think that's the case, but I'm seeing right now on team number 11, Revolution up. So they already decided to move up north.
Zé, mano, agora tá melhor então. Não Maia, vai treinando aí, ô BOPE. Tem que fazer a boa, mano. Façam a play. Não tem nada, esse é o vosso momento de brilhar. E a gente vai estar aqui na torcida, mano.
Pretty big gamble to take early on, but you know what, that is okay if they are used also to play in that overall position. That is fine in my books. So far now we're going to have ourselves team number 14, which is going to be Gamers Unite Nation.
Bem, pena que hoje não temos nenhum time angolano jogando, né? Mas vamos tentar comprar aqui umas duas esquerdas só para avaliar mais ou menos a nível estratégico como é que está sendo, em termos também de dificuldade nas principais zonas.
Of course, sometimes your demise if you're not careful enough.
Yeah, they do pick up one kill.
Mano, parece que a live que eles estão a mandar tá legal. Eu até que tô achando com muito lag.
Tailing right now will be less likely to take a fight with them. So like you say there, Max, they have good control of that area now, and you want to hold on to it. This is pretty dangerous from Hamzy. I'd say he's quite a lot in the open right now. 777 also taking some shots out. Loki going down already.
Ah, pois é, mano. Ora, se fosse assim, então provavelmente seria mais fácil eu estar a transmitir a partir do que da Tencent. Deixa ver, deixa entrar na Tencent, deixa entrar no meu jogo. Fica mais em conta. Calma, deixa liberar aqui o meu jogo. Deixa eu logar aqui rapidinho.
But a few teams are now moving around their position. I do not think Blackjack want to remain here, as they might be taking a lot of attention in their direction. And indeed, they are going to be moving on forward with the Darcy put himself on the tippity top of the mountain.
Pelo menos lá não haverá delay, mas aqui na live vai ter um delay aqui. Calma só aqui rapidinho, rapaziada. Estamos a consertar aqui. Deixa eu logar aqui no meu jogo. Fica mais fácil estar a transmitir a partir do jogo. Só que eu não sei se vou achar. Será que tá mesmo a transmitir ali diretamente? Espera. Antes que eu feche, deixa eu logar aqui no meu telefone para poder constatar.
Max, there is Yasnaya Poliana. That would be a really important position for people to get through.
Deixa eu ver se na Tencent também tá assim. Deixa eu logar no jogo.
Trying to wrap around on the northern coastline, and that's going to be an easy way for you to avoid all the teams in the lobby potentially. So I think that those teams that are doing that kind of shot calling are showing some really good promises early on in the tournament. But here we're going to keep on going, see what's happening as team number 5.
Pra já, rapaziada, tá como? Tá fazendo a boa, rotacionando bem.
Surely, just inch by inch, move in, find himself a compound to move into, and they're going to call it home for the time being.
Yeah, tá mesmo lagado, mano.
Endeavors, but they did get spotted away for split second by Sparza 6, which are going to be taking some few suppressive shots just to make sure that, hey guys, we're here, don't mess with us too much, don't get close to our compound, but that shouldn't really result in too much at this stage of the game, Blank.
No, not as of yet. It's more like warning shots, and I think a lot of people like to do this, especially in Battle Royales, is just to let people know that this is where you are. Sometimes it can give your position away, but sometimes in a position like this, where you've got a very strong...
infelizmente essa não tá liberada no jogo também para poder assistir, senão ia transmitir a partir do jogo.
We will kill you, and you can kind of hold on to this position and keep people at bay, keep people at distance, especially when you have such a good spot within the circle for the time being.
Just some good old zoning in the early stage. You'd love to see it overall.
Yeah.
normal ADC. Hey, it's pretty normal stuff. I'm not gonna like they're just doing lore in One Piece, just like a zone, just like a room. And if you get
só me aguardar é a única opção nesse preciso momento,
mano. That's
mano.
my quota of One Piece references for today done, so I'm happy with that one overall. As I missed the episode of 2 days ago. I need to catch up on that one. As Cheddar is gonna find himself one frag.
Cheddar já fez a
That's
boa.
already a good kickoff for Blackjack Esports, as they're looking to get involved in some fights pretty early on, and they do indeed find an extra kill.
Yeah. Fills in more holes there. He's happy with that one. Machine does get spotted out here by Sky, though. We'll just wait slightly again.
Segunda zona segura e todo mundo já tá safe. Aí é aquela, você atrasou, pai, na rotação, bomba molhou.
You can have two people seeing the same position at the same time without them being too close together. If they've ever gotten a firefight, the enemy player would have to flick from down to up, which is a lot less easy than flicking from side to side there.
Just see blank. Did you see his name?
Ô, Zumank, me diz só uma cena. Quando vocês estão a jogar, né? Tipo, no caso da PMCO, quando vocês estavam a jogar as partidas de classificação, quando vocês nocavam alguém, aparecia o knock, aliás, o nick dele ou aparecia simplesmente o nome dizendo player do time X foi nocado? Ou aparecia o nome completo? Porque eu tenho visto que na PMCO, tipo na PMGC, quando os jogadores têm mandado os seus highlights, tipo das partidas normais mesmo da PMGC, eles quando mandam, aquilo automaticamente não vem ainda o nick quando eles nocam, só após a finalização é que aparece. Não sei se quando vocês estão a fazer as partidas de classificação também estava do mesmo jeito. Ou vocês já nocavam, já sabiam, não, esse é o fulano, vamos pra cima. Mano, ainda tem time que não fez a rotação, tá a dormir. Mano, pra já sei que vai fechando mesmo pra região de Severne e acho que não vai ser aí pro time da Felion Pack, sinceramente. Vai fechar bem pra direção dessas casinhas de Severne. Meu Deus, all of the best aí a rotação, pai. Ok, tava com essa inquietação. E tipo, já quando vocês chegam já um pouquinho mais avante, tipo, já não é permitido essas skins. Acho que eles dão umas cenas aí, uma skin comum para todo mundo. Essa é de maneira tipo a evitar combinas durante a partida. Bem, para já Godsent ainda tá bem posicionada, pode marotar mais um pouquinho, porra. Aguentar mais um pouquinho, já vai fechar. Ok. Então normal. O bom também é que você não vai estar luteando muito, porque aí também o loot é triplicado. Você mesmo se cair em uma pequena casinha já é capaz de achar bastante loot. Portanto os times aí também não perdem muito tempo, é aquele lutear um pouquinho, caiu num local, já estamos a fazer a rotação. Isso das esquemas no Mundial. Não, também tipo, seria, acho que também seria ótimo, estás a ver se for assim. Porque um torneio tipo de gênero envolvendo uma grande quantia, né? Tudo é possível. A Felha Peck conseguiu bazar.
That's actually super worth it. Also, you got to keep in mind that when the circle shifts around Severne, there are not many buildings to take. It's mostly just little hilltops and also
mano, erra-se muito e também aprende-se muito. Porra, mano, tipo, olha, se tu notares já esse passo já é um grande trampolim, estás a ver? Porque é começando mesmo a partir desse level que você vai chegando, mano. E quando tu chegares lá, é claro que o level é mais difícil, mas só o fato de você estar lá, participar, já és o vencedor, estás a ver? Porque, mano, nem todo mundo consegue chegar lá e depois ter a experiência que ela encontra, tá disputando com jogadores mesmo de alto calibre, jogadores que não há margem para errar, que num pequeno vacilo conseguem resolver tudo.
he's more of a distraction target and then send the rest out behind. So really well done. They're further in the circle now, and now they can start to gatekeep Godsent Temper. We will see over here Pain AF just waiting, biding the time. They're right on the edge of the circle, but you can see things start to get a little bit shady as we get the next circle.
Porra, mano, eu não entendo como é que a rapaziada consegue jogar da KM. Ah, só pra dar one tap, mano, porra, pra dar spray assim. Sei lá, mano, muito zoado pra mim. AKM 4x. Tá aí no Discord. Não entrei no Discord, mas tu podes entrar se quiseres. Bem, rapaziada, pra já também o Discord tá aí pra vocês, tá disponível, podem entrar no Discord. Mas vou entrar agora. E para que não haja tipo delay no momento da conversa e com delay a live, eu posso transmitir também a partida no meu Discord para vocês poderem acompanhar. Quem quiser estar aí no Discord e comunicar com a gente, trocar uma ideia.
No, and I mean, you can see here, teams are on top of teams. There is not a lot of real estate to be taken here. And these little buildings...
Então não sei se você tá no PC, mano, porque senão pode bugar o teu áudio, tá a ver?
Nico looking to throw some grenades, try and get rid of some of the intruders that are at hand.
Será que conectou?
In the distance, trying to make their way in, but they are late to the party.
Yeah, Blackjack versus 777 not going to be up there, but indeed in the background, that's going to be Pain. They're looking to indeed deal up some pain in this compound of Severny and hopefully find a few frags along the way, but they are pretty far away, and also because it's such a big open ground.
E uma questão, qual servidor que vocês estão a jogar?
If you want to have a chance of making it up there, or I'm seeing a lot of water still in the circle. If you want to play it like elongated game and just aim for points, you know, that would be also a viable option. We saw teams do it in the PMGC League stage, so why not do it now if you really want to avoid that fight with Severny, which I completely understand, by the way.
You see just people just like ramming their way into the walls, just like flies splatting against the windscreen at the moment, just trying to survive as long as possible. But this ride is fast as hell.
Caralho, mano, vê conforme os rapazes estão a dar a vida. Ainda só foi um time, estão a dar a vida mesmo.
I don't think anyone's going to be looking out that way too far at the moment. They're way too preoccupied about the teams around them. You can see there, Doofy on his own inside the building with Team Blackjack Esports. So 777 counting their lucky sevens there to keep Doofy alive, and typical here just holding onto a grenade, waiting for that push, which Doofy will be undoubtedly
okay. Mas esse servidor não está disponível para o clássico. Praticamente eles só adaptaram de maneira a facilitar a gameplay, para que também haja uma disputa justa.
No one's really annoying us just yet. The circle has yet to really move away from our position. So we're just going to keep it on a standstill position. We're not going to take the fight, and we should be good. And we're talking about taking a fight, though. We're going to be moving on over to see Esports, as they're now going to try their best to defend this position. As Gun is now going to be losing Nerf Me. They are holding on to this one. There's already 2 frags to show for it. And Blank, the circle's about to pop once again.
Só uma coisa, qual é a tua função? Qual é a tua função no squad? Tem sempre o IGL, tem sempre o entry frag, tem sempre o suporte, tem sempre o assaulter.
We'll see all the actions start to go down as everyone gets the eviction notices at the same time.
Já o papel do Entry é aquele mesmo que faz o frente, pá. Ele é o primeiro sempre a se expor, a dar o peito. Muitas regiões envolvidas. Por isso tinha que ser mesmo uma personalizada para poder ajudar aí todo mundo.
So things are going to get a little bit more slice of dice, I would say, coming into this lobby. As F5 now fallen 5.
E quem é o IGL do teu time? O BOPE saiu também, era para ele ter respondido essa questão.
Inside the circle already, it's going to be Team 5 Influence Rage Africa.
Mano, só que tá muito lagada a live que ele tá a transmitir. Ai, sorry, já foi de lobby. Olha essa safe. Safe boy troll,
They're trying to live as long as soon as possible, but the fossils, you know, I think they're already starting to fall. NAF take a shot from the side here, Max.
Yeah.
Olha o El Chapo, mano. Tá simplesmente o chassi do grilo. É só uma bala, ele vai de logo. Se eu comparar, eu tenho que dropar pelo menos o smoke ou bandagem, porque levantar aí tá pedindo pra morrer.
With no more meds remaining, no more helmets, one headshot, and that's going to be game over for him. Even a body shot will be enough, but now on the side...
E já ele é o Indiano Lopes. Porra. Mas ele falar um português pra vocês perceberem. Faz tudo, depende das ocasiões. Ok. Tipo, a maioria das vezes os jogadores já são diferenciados ao ponto de poder desempenhar todas as funções ali. Mas há sempre uma que o pessoal sempre se identifica, tipo uma que eu faço melhor. Mas é sempre bom você ser... Opa, deixa eu ver aqui.
We'll see what happens going forward, but right
Porra, mano, olha esse posicionamento, tá muito gato. E é onde tá a Felion Apex.
Smokes are currently down. They would love to get rid of Aphelion and APX off in the distance, and that would make things a lot easier for them. But I love this position right now. People aren't going to be crossing the road towards the match.
Bem, rapaziada, todo mundo que tá colando na live. Infelizmente hoje nossos meninos não vão poder jogar, mas vamos tentar acompanhar aqui mais duas gameplay. Amanhã a gente tá de volta. Vamos ver aqui os meninos dando bala, fazendo a bola. É o momento de puxar por eles. Então vamos.
Pull off the fights? Can they execute on that? We'll have to see. If they can do so, I think that they can be aiming for already a top 3. And this, oh my god, we got a 50-50 split with the water and the mainland on top of the road.
Caralho, mano. Esse posicionamento tá ruim demais, já? Onde tá a Felion Pack? O bom é que eles ainda têm smoke pra tentar fazer umas barreiras.
It really does suck, and I think a lot of teams wish they could suck the war out of the sea right now to create a little bit more land on that side, so they could play. But yeah, things are getting pretty bad. A Racer crew wish they had taken out Ophelia and APX a little bit sooner, because now they are absolutely
laughing. Ai, mano, a live deles está muito lagada, é.
Actually setting up the vehicle. This is really smart, nice and early. Ophelia and X doing some incredible stuff here.
Yeah, Coco just got roasted out by PewDiePie in his diss track, so he's going to be out of the equation entirely. Now down to 11 teams already and 29 players alive.
Mano, nessas safe que consegue segurar uma casinha também, porra, pega muito abate, porque chega uma altura... Depois pra já safe é troll. E é muito aberto ali. Aí o time da SG só vai fazer a boa, acertar, e não tem como serem rushados nesse momento. Também quem vai rushar nessa casa assim do nada, do jeito que a safe tá, e muita gente tá acampada. Só espera de uma oportunidade.
Mentioned it earlier, you're going to be fragging out against so many kills, and they were able to turn that compound into a killing spree.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken their advantages they found, right? Which is, we have a really good compound, we're probably going to be out of the circle, we're going to make...
Mano, tá tão lagado que até o servidor não tá aguentar. E esse lag não é só da transmissão, é sim também do dispositivo que tá a ser utilizado para poder transmitir. Também não tá a aguentar a quantidade de player. Meu Deus, olha o cara da F5. Será que ele vai fazer aquela técnica dos indianos? Não sei se vai dar bom, mano. Se ele tivesse bastante kit ainda e algumas bandagens, poderia aplicar. Dos indianos não, dos chineses.
He's still got a few players up and remaining with the smokes. Might be able to get a sneaky res, but because of so many teams still being behind him, that is going to be extremely hard for him to execute, especially because of Godsent. They're inching every single time closer and closer.
Já nem tem mais kit, 12 bandagens apenas.
Really good here from
Meu Deus, o Chapo ainda tá vivo. Já tá 5 minutos só com esse HP, mano. Não tem birico, não tem bandagem, não tem nada. É só uma gaizinha ao lado dele que ele morre. Opa, essa HE pegou. Caralho. Boa gaizinha, mas ele vai morrer, mano. Já era pro El Chapo.
Remember, this guy was on Snake Squad in the MENA League, and he was doing some fantastic stuff there for his team solo.
Yeah, El Chapo is really an insane player that I did not even know he was in here until I saw the player list, so I'm happy to see this guy fragging out with some insanely good grenades. But he's going to be
Caralho, mano, esses arranjar esse tanto de smoke aonde?
If I'm not mistaken, he did go out earlier, but
cada jogador trouxe 80 smoke, mano, não acaba.
This game is getting so interesting, and the circle once again inches towards Aphelion APX. They went for super risky play early on, but now the circle's just coming their way every single time.
Mano, o Savage ainda tá da como? Tá da vida. Arriscou e deu bom essa jogada do Savage. O Savage, algo parecido.
So many angles that they just can't cover with their smokes, and I believe actually they're out of smokes. They have nothing left.
Talvez é meu amigo BR. É, o Zeni já era, mano. Por aí vai ser complicado pro Shadow levantar ele. Ai, mano, muito lag, é? Mano, e só pra vocês verem, ainda a maioria dos times... Aliás, nenhum dos times... Não, tem sim. O time da Aphelion Apex ainda tá safe. Pode muito bem pegar. Conseguiu finalizar agora.
He might be able to get himself his ally. Do a cheesy play. That will be Cheddar, of course. Now down to top 4 teams. I gotta say, man, this team number 12, Spazza 6 are absolutely popping off. They had a compound, and now that so many teams died out in this lobby, they're feeling like we can afford to push on forward. And they're still up as a 4-man team. It's a 4v4, and they have half of the lobby.
O Shadow ainda consegue chegar. Consegue chegar.
2v1v1. Flacco of Godsend still on the side.
Foi explotado.
Take him down soon to deny an extra point, but he's going to try his best to clash it down. Finds Coco and flushes out the kill. That's great for Godsend as he's still up and
do
alive.
nada já foi 2 times. Mais 3.
Up against none other than Aphelion APX to close off this game. It's going to be down to 8.
Acho que pode ser GG pro time da SG, mano. Porra, o Cold tá com pouco HP. O Blaze Sim, não sei o que foi fazer. O Blaze tentou recuar um pouquinho, fazer mira cruzada. O Cold já foi explotado, já sabe mais ou menos onde ele se encontra.
They are looking great. So Spazza, they are pinned in a position where if there's still some grenades remaining for Aphelion APX, they will be in a really good spot. But I like what currently Aphelion are trying to do. They're trying to avert expectations by moving away from their main position, centering up towards the side of the circle.
Vai ser GG pro time da SG.
Get taken down, though.
Pois é, o Cold já caiu. 3x1.
Now a 3v1. This is time to go on the beach, and it's time to take down the final player of Aphelion APX. It's time to rush, baby. Let's go. Berserk is going to be
looking for the Blizz ainda conseguiu dropar mano. Acredita, porra. É um x1, caralho. Ai, mano. Caralho. Se ele tivesse HP, ele faria boa, mano. Já deitou 2. Com aquele HP que ele tinha ainda. Mas jogou bem, é? O Blaze. Quase. Porra, mano. Se não tivesse alagado antes, né? Dava pra gente comprar uma boa gameplay.
Let's be honest, Max. They were right in the thick of it.
Yeah. I mean, they were playing that game so well because they understood.
Mano, tipo, o que acontece? Essa é a qualidade que eles estão a transmitir, tá a ver? Mesmo se você ir na transmissão oficial, também tá assim, simplesmente. Tô a tentar levar pra vocês a mesma qualidade que eles estão a transmitir, mas tipo, a gente fazendo da nossa maneira, tu vai trocando uma ideia, acompanhando. Infelizmente tá péssima. Tomara que eles depois consigam já resolver essa situação, né? Tentar trazer uma live com maior qualidade sem alagar, mas também depende da pessoa que tá transmitindo. O sinal, alguém que está simplesmente a captar diretamente do jogo e mandar. E provavelmente o seu dispositivo é que está a lagar bastante.
They're really good to go, and don't forget, you need to be in the top 50% to make into the finals of the African PMCO for the season. And from what I've seen there, from how they were playing, I'm expecting them to be in that top 50%, like 100%. Like they got to make it up there. That was just so damn clean.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just take a quick stock of the points. There 26 points going their way just from that map alone, which is a huge chunk of points.
Tomara que amanhã não esteja assim, né? Consigam resolver essa situação.
I think that everyone that wanted to kill them.
E qual é? Deixaste de jogar CS? Ou ainda aposentaste ali? Colocaste só de lado?
Yes, Aphelion APX set up a couple of vehicles trying to hold on the way, but you know there was bullets zipping underneath the hull of the vehicles. Wheels were being shot out left, right, and center, and it was just hell upon earth for that poor team. They did really well to get a second place. I didn't see him getting the first, but from what they did, they were able to salvage some good points out of that one.
It was a big gamble too to go up there. Like, you really got to hope the circle to come your way every single time. The moment it doesn't, unfortunately, the chance of you being able to take that dub is going to be very, very slim. But you know what? They take second position on the first game with so many frags. That's still a really good showing from Aphelion APX. But with that said,
calma, eu vou tentar pegar a parte do Facebook, rapaz. Deixa eu pegar aqui do Facebook. Vamos ver se no Facebook tá lagar bastante também.
Our second game of the day.
Mano, por essa nossa, enquanto que de outros servidores a partida tá GG. Pronto, acho que vamos transmitir essa do Facebook, mano. Pra já vejo que tá normal. Pelo visto tá menos lagada. Vamos aguardar aqui e acompanhar mais uma gameplay. Pode demorar ainda um pouquinho, mano. Calma. Foca agora, tá só no PUBG, talvez quando acabar. Realmente, mano, nesse momento tens que focar ali. Mas lá é duro. Por enquanto é duro, mano. É duro, mas é que tipo, é questão só de prática, treino. Dá pra chegar lá de boa, mano. É só treinar. Bem, rapaziada, esse é simplesmente um intervalozinho. Vamos aguardar um pouquinho. Ai, mano, só não sei se vai demorar bastante, né? Mano, sei lá, ultimamente eu não tenho tido tanta vontade assim de jogar, é? Tipo, ontem não joguei, antes de ontem também não joguei. Ultimamente já nem tenho jogado muito PUBG. Yeah. Colo mais também pra somar uma rapaziada, uns amigos. Ouvi agora que vai ser... Aliás, não sei se você já viu, né? Em breve vai sair o CS Mobile, mas ainda os testes estão simplesmente na China, mano. E na China continental, conforme eles dizem. E aí, provavelmente, caso um dia saia, né, para o global, também vai ser um jogo bastante hypado e vai ter competitivo de CS Mobile. Quem já amassa no PC, mano, vai no computador, você já tem a noção. Ligava essa web para vermos as tuas reações. Depois vou ligar, mano. Vou ligar. Simplesmente eu tava mantendo ela desligada pra o pessoal poder acompanhar de boa, mano. Tipo, pra não tapar nenhum dos players. Tu sabe, quando estiverem prestes a abrir o mapa. Quando um time tiver a fazer uma rotação. É por isso que retirei a webcam, mano. Mas vai ativar, vai ativar. Lembrando pra vocês, mano, quem ainda não é inscrito do canal, já se inscreva. Batendo 1000 inscritos, estaremos fazendo uns sorteios de RP pra rapaziada. Portanto, quem ainda não é inscrito do canal, já se inscreva, tá quase, falta pouco, ajuda um 0 aí a bater os 1000. Ah, mano, porra. Enquanto tá esse pause, qual jogo vocês querem ver? Pra gente passar aqui, jogar um pouquinho pra vocês, enquanto a gente aguarda esse tempo de pausa. Pra já tem CS, tem PUBG, talvez só eu jogue um TDMzinho pra vocês. Tem mais qual jogo? Tem PES também. Deixa eu ver qual jogo mais tem aqui. Tem Fall Guys, mas eu não gosto muito de Fall Guys. Yeah, só pra gente aguardar um pouquinho enquanto não vai começando. Yeah, mano. Not you, man. Por que botaste esse nick? Not you, man. Ah, mano, porra, pelo menos seria um pouquinho diferenciado, né? Eles poderiam estar aí só a falar umas cenas, mano. Porra, mas o jogo terminou, já deixam só aí. Estamos. Voltamos em breve. Agora vamos ter essa tela. Ah, PUBG. PUBG! Deixa ligar aqui o PUBG, mano. Só que não vai dar tempo de fazer uma play completa. Só, se calhar uns TDMzinho só. Deixa ligar aqui o meu jogo. Uns TDM, também se calhar aproveito para fazer a missão de RP, né? Não tá fazendo mesmo essas missõezinhas. Ai. Yeah, mano, essa também seria uma oportunidade da gente pedir um servidor africano. Eu espero que depois dessa PMCO eles pensem em nós, mano. Porra, a PUBG também tem mercado em Angola, aliás, em África, tô a dizer já em Angola, puxando a lenha pra nossa fogueira. E aí eles poderiam muito bem tá a pensar pro nosso lado. Nós precisamos de um African server, mano. Porra, ia tá como? Bem disputado, yeah? E a gente tem que flodar mesmo no chat deles, African server, African server. Mano, meu jogo não quer abrir o Not You, mano. Deixa eu tentar fechar aqui e botar pra abrir novamente. Calhar também tô meio enferrujado, mano. Já 2 dias que eu não jogo PUBG. Deixa eu ver. Já 2 diazinhos que a gente não joga. Um servidor pra gente seria bom demais. Ai, mano, será que vai demorar muito? Poças. Bora pra gameplay. Tô, mano. Tô quase 2 dias já sem jogar. Tipo, eu tenho jogado mais só por causa dos desafios. Porque ultimamente tem tido algo mais scrim aqui pra emuladores. Estás a ver algo mais scrim, torneio e Porque chega a uma altura, mano, quando você joga bastante um jogo repetidas vezes, você quer tipo novos desafios, estás a ver? Porque não sei, vai chegar uma altura que tipo casual, já vai aborrecer, mano. E aí, você quer mesmo outra pegada, outro desafio, pegar outros players. Hello, Serka. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much, bro. Good luck for you, bro. Opa, acho que agora vai, né? Não sei qual é o mapa a seguir, mano. Talvez seja o Miramarzinho. Será? Eu ainda não vi meu horário pra amanhã. Será que tem exame? Vou ver que temos uma provazinha pra amanhã e eu não tô a estudar. Mas foda-se, vambora. Mano, chega um maltrão que aborrece, vai. Por vezes há momentos que eu vou só já em outros jogos pra poder relaxar, trocar uma ideia. Conhecer outra rapaziada. Mas pá, é o PUBG mesmo que a gente... que a gente amou durante esse tempo todo. Mas o jogo que eu mais amava, que eu tanto joguei, é o PES. Muita gente não sabe, mano. É o PES. Mas eu parei no parei no PS3, mano. Aliás, PS3 não. Parei no PS da PlayStation 3. Mas na PlayStation 3 eu não jogava muito. Na PlayStation 4 jogava, mas nem tanto assim, porra. Eu sou daquela época da PlayStation 2, mano. Naquele tempo, eu poderia dizer que era tipo um pro player, mano. Eu saía pra ir disputar em vários bairros. E disputar tipo torneio de PlayStation 2, tipo mais pra PS. Joguei muito esse jogo, joguei mesmo bastante. Mas acho que em breve vou trazer algumas gameplay, algumas lives jogando o PS também. Mas já não é daquela pegada da PlayStation 2, é mais da pegada recente. Só pra ver se a gente ainda tá enferrujado também. Acho que o meu jogo já abriu. Deixa eu transmitir aqui o jogo. Enquanto isso tá... não pode ser tela cheia. Pronto, deixa eu botar aqui a captura de ecrã para vocês poderem ver enquanto faço uma gameplayzinha. Mano, será que tá pá? Acho que não tá a transmitir, mano. Não, Windows Capture. Pronto. Bem, enquanto estamos naquele pause, deixa eu fazer só um TDMzinho, só pra gente fazer uma playzinha enquanto não vai começando. Porra, tem muitas cenas ligadas aqui no meu PC, eu não sei se isso vai travar tudo. Enquanto isso, vou estar atento aqui, mano. Quando começar logo, eu abandono o jogo e a gente vai pra nossa segunda queda, só pra Opa! É só pro pessoal não tá aqui a esperar bastante. Ixi, só os bravos no meu time, mano. Só as lendas. Level 48, level 45, 63. Se bem que level não significa muito, vocês sabem, né? O que é que foi, mano? Sério, mano. Porra, eu joguei muitos. O PS, joguei bastante mesmo. Eu não queria colocar esse modo, pra ser sincero. Porque eu não equipei a berril. Deixa eu ver qual DPI eu tô a utilizar. Só pra não estar aqui a pinar à toa. E essa é a minha DPI correta. Pronto. Caramba, que lag, mano. Que lagzinho, é? Ainda tô bem lento nas reações. Meu Deus, corno. Vem cá, seu arrombado. Tá pensando que aqui tá fofo, né? Afinal é armadilha. Mano, porra, os caras cheiram muito a parede. Deixa eu botar aqui. Não, vai ser DM4 mesmo, não vai ter grossa nem nada. Lembrando, pessoal, isso é só pra emulador, só parear com emulador, nada de emulador contra mobile. E aproveita chegar uma rapaziada aqui na live a me esculachar. Vocês jogam com quê? Jogam contra mobile. Não, isso é só mesmo emulador pra emulador. Mano, ainda tô a sentir que, tipo, minha pegada de jogo não tá boa. É aquilo que eu falo, basta ficar uns 2 dias sem jogar, minha reação já fica totalmente errada. Ai, mano, parece que eu tô a jogar sozinho. What the fuck, que lag, mano. Para de deitar, irmão. Para de deitar. Sai da frente, sai da frente, sai da frente. Você vem pra jogar esse modo pra ficar na base pra quê? Tem que trocar bala. Deixa eu matar esse maluco aqui, tá muito... Vosso tempo acabou, mas velho. Vosso tempo acabou. Ah! Mano, esse bagulho da M24 é muito roubado, é? Mano, que lag, é? Eu morri pra quem? O cara de trás. Mano, isso é o preço que você paga quando fica muito tempo sem jogar. Oxi. Todo mundo do nada ficou bom. Sai da frente, irmão. Tá aquecimento. The blue team is unstoppable. Parará. Clear. Reloading. Calma, mano, até agora ainda não começa, sério, intervalo de quantos minutos? You're losing the game. The red team is about to win. Esse é Merhamet. Red Team Victory. Essa foi aquecimento. Agora vamos jogar sério. Bem, mano, até agora nada. Tem que começar logo já a partida. Ai. Só mais uma, rapaziada. Infelizmente ainda não teve início a partida. Tô aqui a aguardar com vocês. Deixa agora focar. Caramba, até continua lagado, é? As armas estão demorando para renderizar. Qual o vosso melhor fuzil que vocês sentem mais confiante? Não fuzil de drop. Ou pra mim a BRU, mano. Porra, a BRU é brava demais, né? Meu som tá muito baixo ou é impressão minha? Eu tenho que parar com essa mania tipo de dar spray e achar que já morreu. Tipo, não sei se vocês também têm tido a mesma sensação. Há momento que você vai dar spray em um player, o que acontece? Tipo, mentalmente você já sabe que não, já consegui dropar ele, tá a ver? Você já sabe a quantidade de spray que tens que dar. Comigo por vezes funciona dessa maneira e por vezes eu morro por causa disso. Tipo, acho que já é suficiente o spray que eu dei nele. Tipo, mentalmente já sei a quantidade de spray que tenho que acertar. Porra, falhei muito, já. Desculpa, mas tô lagado. Mano, os caras estão me perseguindo aqui, what the fuck?
Nice shot! Cover me!
Que?
Expired!
Deitou, será?
Clear!
Não pode deitar, tem que trocar bala. Aquela só foi pra brincar, agora aqui é pra vos mostrar que o pai tá on.
Cover me! No mercy! The blue team is in the lead.
Ai! Acontecia muito comigo quando jogava. Pois é, eu tenho esse problema, mano. Tenho mesmo esse problema aqui. Esse é o famoso pixel roubado. O cara sai da base. Já morrendo. A missão é matar 20 nessa partida. Se não matarmos 20, não ganhamos. Ah, mano. Caramba. Será que vamos a tempo dos 20? Já tá 14, são mais 6. São mais 5. Segura. Ah, mano. Como é que eu não morro? Relaxa, pai. Ah, mano, roubaram minhas kills. Todas as kills estão a roubar. Porra. Ei, esse 500 roubou umas quantas? Ah, não vai dar pra bater as 20. Não vai dar pra bater as 20, mano. Infelizmente não vai dar pra bater as 20. Deixa eu matar essa aqui. Se eu conseguir matar essa daqui, ainda dá pra sonhar. Dá pra sonhar. Vou tirar um X1 com essa aqui. Pronto. Mano, sou uma bala. Será que já começou? Por que pra gente demora assim tanto? Deixa eu mostrar aqui pra vocês, turma, que ainda não começou a partida. Infelizmente, vamos ter que aguardar bastante pra gente poder acompanhar. Porra, tanta demora, é? Como é que é, Alex? Alex, o mais mal de Angola, a lenda. O cara que tem 1000 contas, é só o Alex. Ai.
Team match, let's go.
Deixa ficar aqui atento, não dá pra gente vacilar, tem que começar logo. Assim que começar, a gente abandona a partida. Faltando. Qual arma vocês querem que eu jogue? Jogue tudo. Tudo Vector. Use. Ó, não configurei a mira, yeah. Tem que configurar a mira. Acho que vai ter play aqui, deixa. Não tem ninguém. Opa! Opa! Aparentemente os caras são bravos. Para de camperar, irmão. Você tá vindo jogar pra camperar? Porra, que dor, yeah. Será que tem play aqui? Não tem ninguém. Caramba, me receberam como? Bravo. Mano, porra, esses são muito fracos, é? Trocar um bala, irmão. Vamos ficar a camperar todo mundo. Ah, meu Deus, meu Deus, meu Deus, meu Deus.
Killing spree for the red team.
Opa, acho que agora sim, agora já vai ter início. Deixa aqui, deixa eu fechar aqui.
Heading all to Savani and just shoot everyone else. And it worked out. So happy for them.
I mean, that's one of the games where you just should understand that, like, we cannot always take a win in these kind of situations. You've got to try and aim for a few extra kills, a few extra positioning points if possible. I mean, El Chapo, that guy's like, I know 100% I'm not going to make it out of life on this position because I'm in like one of the worst spots on the edge of the circle. I've got to cross the open fields, cross over the side of the road also. And there were so many teams in front of him. He understood that I cannot make it out, but while I'm still alive, I'm going to frag out, which is exactly what he did. Picked up like grenades, left, right, center, picked up a few. I think he picked up like 3-4 frags in that fight alone. So overall, I got to say El Chapo understood, and I want to see that a lot from other teams, especially when circles like this are pretty hard to deal with. But with that said, we are finally going to be jumping in game numero dos of the day, and it's going to be on the jungle map known as Sanhok. So hopefully we're going to have some good action over here because game one was pretty passive in the early stage, but you know, Sanhok, it is a 4x4 map, a lot smaller. So some early skirmishes could potentially happen here, Blank.
Yes, hopefully. I'd love to see it. Here we are on Sanhok. Things get a little bit more close, a little bit more heated as teams come into contact with it very, very early on. But we do have another southwest here to northeast plane paths, so everyone's very happy and get to exactly where you need to go. But this is one of those maps where things can change very quickly in terms of the circle. We could have one head up towards the northwest side, end up on top of the mountain, or alternatively go down to cave and have a very interesting finish, Max. So all in all, Sanhok is an exciting map. So keep your eyes peeled, boys.
I mean, cave finishes, I think that cave finishes are a little bit overhyped because they tend to end up in a heal-off a lot of the time, so hopefully not going to be the case.
No, Max.
But,
it'll be a cage match in there.
But I'm going to be seeing also, of course, the phase 1 circle. Pretty normal, not in the water, so I'm happy about that one all around. But they weren't fighting in boot camp. From what I see, at least, unless they're like really on top of each other and not seeing really well, which I do have a...
Estamos de volta, rapaz. Eu tava aqui a falar e tinha que despachar a platina. Opa, já começamos como? Acho que agora vai estar normal. Ricardo Jorge, como é que é, meu mano? Tranquilo? Estou aqui. Fala aí, Alex. De boa, filho. Caralho, mano. Já estão caindo assim. Ah, mano, quase.
And Cheddar will get rezzed up by the side of MG. One frag already coming away of Blackjack Esports.
Yep,
o que é que significa BG ou BJE? O que é que significa? Vocês sabem? Bob também que tinha que mandar aqui a lista, ou não sei se foi aonde. Ah, foi treinar. Ele é que tem a lista.
Couple of headshots through to one of the enemies. I mean, that could have gone very differently if he'd got one kill
não tá
there
entendendo porque que a
initially,
qualidade da
especially
live
because he
dele
was
está assim,
100% HP. He could have taken the 2v1. It would have been excellent to see.
Ai, há
But all being said, Racer Crew down to 3 players.
And we saw also in the first game, Blackjack Esport, their team that they took some early game fights currently next to the side of Hospital, I believe it was. So their team that...
Mano, é foda, tipo, quando você vai rushar, tipo, em dois, é complicado. Porque o que acontece nesse tipo de situações? Só o primeiro que você vai dropar já vai te deixar bastante ralfado. O segundo, se tiver lá do time adversário para fazer a trade, esquece. É logo. Mano, será que eles estão a permitir mesmo assim a entrada de players sem tags organizadas? Porra, tá vendo time desfalcado, tipo, depois são 3, cada com sua tag.
Yeah, I mean, you really want to have a 4-man squad here? You're running around as 3 as even.
Rapaziada, amanhã temos nossos meninos angolanos aqui, vão fazer a bola, vão fazer a play, vamos estar aqui para acompanhar. Aparentemente amanhã vai jogar todo mundo, vai jogar o time AOK, BOPE, YNK e ARQUIBANCADA. Aí sim, papai, vai estar bom demais.
Started out well. They had some good salvaging potential towards the end of that game. Let's see what they can do here. Pull out the truck and see what kind of things they can run away with.
I mean, Cold got the information onto the side of the other team. So he just got the information that no team is currently over there. And he also gave the intel that they're all packed up in that one building on the side. It's like, you know what? The other side of the compound, the other 50% is free. Move into there so you can contest, maybe get a few grenades in. That would be great, even though they are pretty far away, but they've still got so many more buildings that now they pinned down this squad of Limitless Esports. They cannot move anywhere without taking a fight or just get into a car, which unfortunately I do not believe they have one. And also, I would not recommend you guys to use a car. Now, taking the 3v4, I do not think that Affiliate APX knows the 3v4, but if they knew, I'm pretty sure they would have already decided to engage this and take potentially what is a very, very easy fight, while Cold is still gathering and feeding that information to the rest of his team. Seemed like the comms are really strong for Affiliate APX.
Yeah, Cold needs to get a clean kill, which is why he's waiting here. If he only hits him a little bit, his actual element of surprise is completely taken. And even in some extreme cases, Limitless can just turn around and just rush Cold in that situation. So it would be a little bit dangerous. So he, like you said, is just being kind of a bit of comms unit. He's got the radio on. He's radioing in the information where he can. And the rest of the boys from Affiliate APX are just waiting, biding their time. There's no way Limitless Esports get away with this one without a casualty unless they have some absolute skilled shooting come their way.
What really intrigues me is the fact that we're on phase 1 circle. We saw it earlier as a really great circle, really central, a little bit over to the eastern edge. They didn't have to, like, go out of their way to try and go for kills, but they're going to do so. Rusty Boy going to be on the front line with also the Vector, picks up one, going to switch up his nether weapon and try and find himself a double frag. Not going to happen, but Cold is there to back up the rest of his team, and they're going to get 2 easy frags confirmed coming their way. That's 2 points in the books. They're good to go. Where's the other player? Where's the other remaining player from the side of Limitless? He just left that position entirely, and now he's going to try his best to regain involved. Get rezzed up on his own. He's still taking a 1v3 currently, pushing his way forward with the Vector. Cold is going to pick up that kill as easy as it looked like to be. And he's going to be up to now 3 kills with his team.
Yeah, I mean, damn. That was cold, the way he got.
Mano, tá muito lagada a live que eles estão a transmitir. Tipo, os sons dos tiros chegam muito tarde, estás a ver? Depois do play até morrer daqui tá a surgir que os sons dos disparos.
Luckily, Cold is an absolute god, unable to clean up the rest of that fight. But here we are with Influence Rage on a very typical place on the map, and Skydo will immediately fall. Revolution Esports still not giving up their position.
I am grass now. You may not see me. I'm invisible. Of course, Influence Rage are going to try their best to spot out. Because of those few shots, they have a somewhat good idea of where they might be localized. But 2 of their players are currently down, and now they're going to be struggling pretty heavily. Influence Rage, Africa still down. Yeah, this is a very messy fight, but still, you got to say, on the other side, they've seen Revelation up, still up as a 4-man squad in a really good spot. Already picked up 1 frag, by the way. And also, Madara, I hope I said that one properly, otherwise Blanca's going to cause a lot of issues for me later on. But did I say, we good? We good?
Yeah, you're good.
Hell yeah, let's go. Okay, we're good on that one. I said it correctly. But now they're just going to take control of this position. And the moment you realize the Revelation Ups got control of this mountaintop position, Influence Rage should just be like, nope, I'm out of here. We already lost 2 players. They got fragged out. They got confirmed. This is not worth taking. Oh no, that's going to get the party gun down below by 777. Oh no, this is so much of an issue.
Eita, a influencer já foi de lobby.
All in all, Max. Yeah, they were kind of cornered and pushed into an AWK position. And now even Triple Seven is taking damage. Good play from Revolution up. Said that they were the grass. Influence Rage trying to put the lawnmower. Unfortunately, this grass was hard as nails and got stuck within the blades. So sad stuff on the hillside for them. And now Revolution up have a really strong position. Just purely in the case, Max, that this is a great spot to have eyes on the rest of the map going forward, be able to gather some information.
And also because of the shots that came out from down below, they're just like, well, we know a team's currently down there, so we can try and move away from the opposite side and avoid the fight entirely. So I think that now the amount of information coming their way is going to be rather strong. Now we're going to be panning on over to Spazza 6. If you guys did miss the first game, they took the very first W of this event for the African region. And they showed some really good promises in terms of their macro. They're really, really good fighting playstyle was actually really well rewarded in that game, and they were able to take themselves a win. It was a close one, but still the dub came their way. It was a juicy amount of points, so they're off to a great start. They might get contested very soon by Pain. So this is another team that I think showed some really good promises in that first game. That's some really clean and aggressive rotations. But
the best.
That circle in the first game was very harsh on them. So this one was a more normal circle, I would say. Might be able to help them out a decent bit.
Yeah, I think that the last circle kind of rewarded teams that were very mechanically skilled and able to hold their own within like an extended gunfight, which Spazza 6 were absolutely able to do. And I think that just looking the way they're playing there right there is very important for us to get a bead on how good this team is. And they're playing with one player forward, a backstop behind them, watching that player's back. It's all very calculated. I really like it. I like it a lot, Max.
Oh, I like those shots too with the QBU. The Beast going to be coming in as a Beast. You'll play. We'll be able to knock up one of the other players. But now the thing is, if you want to confirm that frag, you got to go downhill. And I'm pretty sure that they are not going to go for that play. They want to try and go for some extra shots from a distance. That'll be the best course of doing so. But Pain, they got themselves so far a 2-2 split. Good information coming up their way. But as I said, it's downhill. I would not recommend, even though sure you got a great knock-up, it's just not worth going downhill for that kind of frag just to confirm one kill alone. So they're staying up there, which I think is potentially the best play. But I'm seeing Coco, like this guy's feeling himself. He's just slowly making his way uphill and might want to try and contest their position.
I mean, go for it. I mean, if you can continue to apply pressure onto Pain AF and make sure that they don't continue the pursuit down the hill, it's going to buy them a little bit of time. We've got El Chapo here. He was popping some heads last game, doing fairly good for himself. But this is the thing. They've got to be aware that they've taken shots. They don't have eyes on behind them. Teams will be very likely to third party in these types of games. But we do have the map up on the side of the screen there. Does head off to the eastern side. Lakawi quite free. And it will be other teams trying to make their way in. Zeus down towards Docks, still yet to make their way in. Very, very safe, though. But it's these teams coming from the western side maps, Max, which I think that are in the most danger.
Yeah.
Cara, deixa eu ver se eu safe. Campo Bravo, Paradise, Bootcamp. É meio difícil você ver uma primeira zona segura não pegando Bootcamp. Nem importa em qual direção vai fechar, sempre vai pegar um pouquinho de Bootcamp.
During that time, though, behind them, Pain, they've got to keep in mind that Gun is just around the corner, ready to try and strike them down while the iron is yet hot in this engagement. Hanad initiates with the grenade, but that's going to push them away. At least Gun got the information right. If it's not worth taking, just don't go for it. And they're just like, we don't want to get involved. This is not worth it. It's still the early game. It's phase 1 circle, going into phase 2. Why take a risk?
Exactly. I mean, for Gun, like this could go equally badly for them if they take this fight. They realize as much as anyone being the third party is that there could be another team just over the top of the hill there. Now, for Pain AF, they are in a little bit of a struggle spot because a lot of teams know where their current position is. What they were able to do is take down Coco from Spazza 6, which gives them a little bit of breathing room behind them. Like we said before, being a 3-man team is not ideal, and it will set Spazza 6 back in the sense that they'll have to go over towards a more passive playstyle, which will mean that they're going to be off in the distance, and Pain AF can kind of leave them alone for the time being and try and get a better bead on what's going on currently around in their area.
Blashak, they're currently also in a really strong spot currently. A nice compound. They're still up as a
El Chapo, porra, passou mal El Chapo naquela partida, mano. Nem kit, nem bandagem. Acho que ainda conseguiu garantir sexto posicionamento pro seu time.
Grenade, just thread the needle could be a good way to initiate and also pick up that compound, because you mentioned it earlier, Blank, you got so many teams slowly trying to feed themselves into the western side of the circle that if they can liberate this entire zone and hold on to it themselves, this will be super, super valuable, as on our end, seem like the gameplay is not moving anymore. So they were just going to have to try and see exactly what's happening in this game overall. But also we had a few teams. You mentioned Lakawi. There was a really good open position on the eastern coastal line. I would love to see some teams potentially put a big focus on that and try and place the coastal line. But it's still, once again, a very big gamble. It worked out into the first game of Philion and take themselves away a second position. But that doesn't happen very often. I have to say it. So if you want to go more the usual pass, I would say, of your competitive experience in PUBG Mobile, go into Lakawi, then slowly make your way towards the
mano,
top
para colar live,
that would
sério?
be just a great spot to hold on to, because there are not many teams over there.
Não, colou? Meu Deus.
There usually aren't, and I think that the difficulty comes there, Max, in the sense that you don't really want to be playing off the backside of the blue, right? I mean, it does give you a lot of safety, but it means that you're forced in an awkward position where, like a rat into a cage that's just filled with cheese, there's a very direct route that you're going to take to it. And a lot of teams can kind of take advantage of that and see where you're coming from. Currently, I can't really...
Would love to see some teams
like a rat into a cage that's just filled with cheese. There's a very direct... They're all looking separate directions.
Ah, mano, poças.
From a team that's out in the open, they are keeping eyes out everywhere, 360 degrees, nice and covered.
Oh, now we're gonna actually have
agora sim, voltou ao normal.
So that makes me happy all around. So we do have then, I saw one team was over there. I wasn't sure who, but it is actually a Philion APX onto the eastern side in Lakawi. But now, because of the circle, the coastline play is not going to work out this time, so they've got to make it over. They've got a few crates too along the way if they want to loot up, maybe get himself a good old few weapons left, right, and center. But in the south, you also got ourselves side of team number F5, which is going to be wait a second, I got to find it once again. Fallen 5, I bowed on that. I'm getting used to it, guys. We'll get there eventually. But Fallen 5 going to be in that position that they're going to have to go uphill to and potentially through the side of Quarry, which I got to mention that, Blank, but I think we all know by now that Quarry is a really bad position if you have to cross through Quarry itself on the outskirts, because it is such a hard position to play around, especially when you have teams gatekeeping around there, like potentially the side of Revo, also going up north that would be in a really strong spot. So I would say if they could do so, southeast would be the best way, just to avoid Quarry all around, because that is not looking great. And over onto the west, you have 3 teams that are currently getting, and actually even more, 4 teams that are going to have to make their way through the side of Pain, Revo. They're going to get gate kept.
Bem, rapaz, infelizmente a live dela está toda travada, não tem como dar continuidade assim. A gente estava a esperar que fosse mais excelente gameplay, mas infelizmente estão a ter alguns problemas. Infelizmente, mano, vou ter que encerrar aqui. Não dá para poder acompanhar assim, mano. Não dá para poder acompanhar. Epa, tomara que amanhã altere, né? Tomara que amanhã altere, fique tudo melhor, porque, porra, amanhã temos que viver a jogar, portanto tem que estar como? A passar... Tem que estar a passar bem. Portanto vou ter que encerrar aqui a live, mano. Tá mesmo complicado, não dá para acompanhar. Eu também não queria vos mostrar assim, né? Porque também, poxa, vocês estão aqui, estão a perder vosso tempo, portanto tem que acompanhar uma boa qualidade, tem que acompanhar uma boa live. E se o jogo, se a própria transmissão do torneio tá a falhar assim, não dá para vos mostrar assim. Bem, fiquem bem, estamos juntos, mano. Amanhã a gente tá de volta. Amanhã a gente tá de volta no mesmo horário. Eu creio que vocês vão jogar amanhã no mesmo horário e vamos estar aqui a trazer aquela gameplayzinha para vocês. Fiquem com Deus. Um grande abraço do Zera. Infelizmente não dá mesmo para mostrar para vocês essa gameplay bem travada. Essa live assim travando bastante.
They delayed that rotation so heavily that now I'm a little bit like, Godsend is going to be in a really bad